Immunology Insights, Basics and Beyond, Chapter 48, Pioneers of Cancer Vaccines, Ralph Steinman and Harald zur Hausen. Marcello here. Welcome back to Immunology Insights, Basics and Beyond. In our last chapter, we explored vaccines against cancer, both preventive, like HPV, and therapeutic, like dendritic cell vaccines. Today, it's only fitting to honor two pioneers who laid the foundations for these breakthroughs: Ralph Steinman, discoverer of dendritic cells, and Harald zur Hausen, who revealed the viral cause of cervical cancer and paved the way for the HPV vaccine. Together, they shaped the very idea that the immune system could be harnessed against cancer, whether by prevention or treatment. So let's talk science. Let's start with Ralph Steinman and the discovery of dendritic cells. Ralph Marvin Steinman was born in Montreal in 1943 and earned his MD at Harvard. In 1970, he joined Rockefeller University in New York, where just 3 years later he described a new type of immune cells he called the dendritic cell. These cells turned out to be the master conductors of the immune system, specialized antigen-presenting cells that can either activate T cells or induce tolerance. They became known as nature's adjuvant, explaining how the innate immune system instructs adaptive responses. For decades, Steinman worked tirelessly to isolate, grow, and harness dendritic cells for clinical use. His vision was clear: if dendritic cells could activate strong anti-tumor immunity, they might serve as the ultimate living vaccine. Of course, Steinman got the deserved recognition, but with tragic timing. In 2011, Ralph Steinman received the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his discovery. Tragically, he passed away from pancreatic cancer just 3 days before the announcement. Because the decision had been made while he was still alive, the committee allowed the award to stand, making him the only modern posthumous Nobel laureate. Even during his illness, Steinman tested dendritic cell based therapies on himself, proof of his relentless dedication. For me, Steinman's impact is also personal. During my PhD work, I studied CD83, an important marker of dendritic cell maturation. Steinman visited our institute, kindly looking at the final draft of my PhD thesis, and gave me invaluable feedback. His humility and generosity left a lasting impression and were instrumental to motivate me pursuing a career in the field of cancer immunotherapy. Let's now move on to Harald zur Hausen, who linked viruses and cancer. While Steinman uncovered how the immune system activates, Harald zur Hausen revealed how cancer can begin. Born in Germany in 1936, zur Hausen devoted his career to exploring links between viral infection and cancer. In the 1970s and 1980s, he challenged the prevailing belief that herpes viruses caused cervical cancer. Instead, he proposed and later proved that human papillomavirus, so HPV, was the true culprit. He identified HPV-16 and HPV-18 as the high-risk strains responsible for the majority of cervical cancers, as well as a significant share of head and neck cancers. His discovery was revolutionary. It not only explained how a common infection could drive malignancy, but also led directly to the development of the HPV vaccine. Today, widespread vaccination has dramatically reduced precancerous cervical lesions in countries with high coverage. For this work, zur Hausen received the 2008 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. I have a personal memory with Harald zur Hausen. I had the privilege of hearing zur Hausen's lecture. During the questions and answer session, I even asked him whether red meat or antibiotics in the livestock might contribute to cancer risk. While the connection remains debated, And my question maybe was a bit naive at the time, as the field focuses more on mutagens formed during cooking and HPV, of course, in the meat, rather than the antibiotics. It showed me firsthand how open he was to even bold questions. Both pioneers still greatly matter today. Together, Steinman and zur Hausen represent two complementary forces in cancer immunology. Steinman gave us the cellular key, the dendritic cells, that allows vaccines and therapies to mobilize adaptive immunity. Zur Hausen revealed that preventing viral infections could prevent major cancers altogether, a triumph of public health. Their work still drives today's frontiers. Dendritic cell vaccines continue to evolve, often in combination with checkpoint inhibitors. mRNA vaccines build directly on zur Hausen's vision of targeting viral and tumor antigens with precision. And crucially, both showed how fundamental science, whether cell biology or virology, can translate into life saving therapies. To conclude, the legacies of Ralph Steinman and Harald zur Hausen remind us that progress in medicine comes from both understanding the immune system and uncovering the causes of disease. One built the foundation for therapeutic vaccines, the other for preventive ones. Together, they reshaped how we think about cancer and immunity. As we move forward, their discoveries will continue to inspire new approaches, whether it's preventing virus-driven cancers, designing personalized dendritic cell or mRNA vaccines, or combining these strategies with checkpoint inhibitors and CAR T cells. In our next chapter, we will open a brand new section, infectious disease immunology, starting with HIV, AIDS, and the immune system, an area where the lessons of cancer immunology find fascinating parallels. Before closing, I have a small request. If you enjoyed my content and want to hear more, like and subscribe. It's a small step for you, but it helps me a lot. So, see you next time and thank you for listening.